Have you read a story in the Draoithe Saga and come away with a classic case of immersion after effect? Let me guess, there are questions which remain unanswered even as the magic expanded, adding another layer to the dream. The grand desire to turn the page to discover what happened next ended with the last leaf turned. If you're asking where the remedy for the book hangover is, you know the answer: read another story. But you aren't ready for the next tale, not yet. The dust needs to settle before you pick up the next volume. So you have found your way here. You aren't alone. Even the author can't get enough. As you hear this, Ophelia Kee writes on. But allow me to offer you a possibility, a reflection on the tale you recently finished, and a way to revisit the story to ease the story blues. Welcome to the Draoithe Saga After Party. Warning, spoiler alerts ahead. Turn back now if you wish to read the story blind.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we've got a fascinating stack of sources in front of us, all detailing this incredibly massive fantasy world.
It's from the Druid Dragon Saga.
Right. And our mission for this deep dive is to really get into the weeds on the rules of its magic, its ideas of destiny, and, well, ownership.
And we are diving into a reality where you have ancient kings walking around, in the modern world, where dragons have to actually earn their full power.
It's not just a given.
No, not at all. And the path to immortality is defined by, of all things, absolute control. We really have to focus on the paradox at the core of this universe.
Which is what?
That for some of these characters, true safety, real power, is only found through complete eternal submission.
That's an intense thesis. So we're going to track how that paradox shows up in the lives of two central figures.
Two very different figures who end up converging on this sanctuary called Draoithe.
We have Zania, a young, really broken human captive. And then there's Veoran, a centuries-old dragon who's just trying to reclaim his true self.
I think we have to start by unpacking Zania's story. It's devastating. And her context really defines the whole challenge of this world.
So who is she?
She's introduced as a gifted human, but she was abducted when she was only 14 by her boarding school director, a man named Peter Elliott.
Taken from an orphanage, right? So she already had no one.
Exactly. And put into this cycle of bondage. And it wasn't just physical bondage, this is key.
No, it was magical. She has this incredibly powerful gift.
Force fields. She can generate them.
But that gift was immediately, weaponized against her. It was suppressed by a piece of tech, a special collaring bracelet.
And her own power, her own magic, could only be used when the man wearing the matching bracelet allowed it.
I mean, that is the literal definition of having your agency stolen from you.
It is.
Yeah.
And the sources are very clear that the physical control was directly tied to that magical restriction. For 2 years, starting when she's 18, she was forced to pay for her education.
Every Saturday afternoon?
Every Saturday. With 3 sponsors. This was conditioning, pure and simple, and forced at the most brutal level. And the focus was always on forcing her to use that magic while being degraded.
And that kind of long-term trauma, it leads to what the source calls, and I think this is a fascinating and really disturbing insight. It says Zania became broken.
She didn't just endure it.
No, she compartmentalized it. She actually started to find a kind of a paradoxical stability in the routine.
The routine became her anchor. It was her survival mechanism. She became so conditioned that the source notes she actually began to desire the pleasure her masters gave her.
Even while feeling ashamed of begging for it.
Right, and she reaches a point where she feels she literally cannot function without a master making her choices for her. This is so critical to what happens next.
So when she's finally rescued, taken to Draoithe, this supposed sanctuary that's like a magical hospital, she's not relieved.
No, she's bewildered, terrified even.
The lack of routine, the lack of a master, it just strips away the only structure she's ever known, no matter how toxic it was. That is an incredibly grim trade-off.
It's the ultimate expression of trauma dictating her destiny. She's arriving at this sanctuary at her lowest point, needing a framework of absolute control just to function.
Okay, so let's pivot. Let's talk about the figure who is destined to provide that exact framework.
Veoran.
Or Veracity, the Grey Dragon. And this is not some, rookie immortal.
Not even close. He's a resurrected Druid King of Canuck. He's been walking the earth for over 700 years.
But for the last 300 of those, he's been living a half-life. He was a successful COO at a big firm in Baltimore, a very capable man, sure.
But, and this is crucial, Without a sworn liege, his dragon is asleep.
Which means only half his magic works. He's functionally incomplete no matter how much experience he has.
So the magic wasn't just urging him, it was like correcting him. The source describes it so vividly, it says the magic crawled beneath his skin.
Demanding service.
Right, either to a king of Connaught or to a different kingdom. And this call, it was so urgent, he just instantly resigned from his C-suite job. Didn't even clear his desk.
Just walked out and booked a flight to Dallas. His human identity just, poof, gone.
He is chasing his own wholeness. The magic literally draws him to these wrought iron gates near Tyler, Texas, and the place, Draoithe. It feels like a forgotten piece of Ireland.
Even though it's designed like an alpine ski lodge.
And he knows he's home when this massive winged gargoyle sentinel named Rod just, greets him at the gate.
And the place itself is a showcase of this world's power. It's described as a melting pot of magical species gargoyles, dragon-scorned servants, which are like a specialized magic-wielding race.
And then you get this wonderful, really unexpected detail that grounds the fantasy.
The Vampire Panther.
Vampire Panther just slides into the driver's seat of his rental car to go park it.
It's such a great little detail.
It immediately establishes that the rules here are ancient, and they are not human. So Veoran is taken straight to meet Luke Mendez,
the Dire Wolf King, and CEO of Draoithe Enterprises. He's clearly a big deal, immensely powerful.
And he holds the keys to Veoran getting his magic back.
Right, so Veoran is there for one thing, swear an oath, get his luge, and become a full dragon again. But Luke, he throws him off balance immediately.
He tells him he's decidedly unbalanced. Yeah. And more importantly, that he's already here for more than just some oath.
And this is where Luke unveils his true power, right?
Yes. Veoran, this 700-year-old king, he thought Luke was a myth. But Luke reveals he's a dream inverter.
You're a dream inverter.
A magical figure who can see destiny, see truth in what he calls the stillness. Luke says he's seen the path Veoran has to take.
Okay, hold on. If Veoran is a resurrected king, a high-powered COO for centuries, why is a wolf king telling him he's unbalanced? Isn't that, incredibly disrespectful?
You'd think so, but it's necessary. In this world's magical structure, a dragon's power is tied to their mate, their Valkyrie, for true equilibrium.
So Luke is basically saying,
you're powerful, sure, but you're incomplete. And you're not serving us until you're whole. So he makes the condition clear. Dragons at Draoithe have to be balanced. They have to claim their life mate.
And then comes the connection, the big reveal.
Luke hands Veoran Zania's collaring bracelet and just says, my guess is she's your type.
Wow. Just like that. Confirming that Zania is destined to be his responsibility, his new life mate.
And Veoran, this former king and COO, he's ready to just refuse. He's not interested in the slaves. But Luke's insight, the pull of the magic, he agrees to one meeting.
Just to appease the powerful Wolf King.
Right, and that single meeting, it changes everything.
Zania enters the room. The source describes her as tiny, childlike, maybe 5'1" and too thin.
But she confirms she's 20. Veoran is instantly attracted to her, but that attraction is immediately swamped by this intense, gut-wrenching anger.
And anger, the source specifically says, is out of proportion to the situation.
That's the dragon. That's the dragon recognizing that its treasure has been defiled. He confronts her, and she relays the whole horrific timeline, starting at 14.
She details the birth control implant, having her magic forced out of her alongside the abuse.
And Veoran just tensed. He instantly recognizes her total, heartbreaking brokenness, the deep conditioning, the fact that she can't function without a master.
And in that moment, the dragon just accepts it.
She's his life mate, his wildfire.
And that recognition seals both their fates. He agrees to claim her, confirming that her enemies, Peter Elliott, the sponsors, are now his enemies.
This is where the vengeance is born, right there.
He immediately sets down the new rules because he sees she needs that structure to survive.
No.
And these are not suggestions.
No, they are commands, absolutely. She belongs strictly to him. He'll never share her. She won't speak to or be touched by other men.
And he expects complete and instant obedience.
And he finishes with this possessive declaration that is really the heart of this whole paradox.
He tells her, I'll hurt you, pleasure you, taste you, and ruin you as often as I desire, but I'll never share you with another or trade you away. I'm a dragon. You're my treasure. I'll hoard you for myself, always.
Think about the weight of that. She went from being a shared, disposable commodity defined by a tech bracelet and 3 abusers
to being this illicit, untouchable treasure claimed by a 700-year-old king who vows to possess her forever.
Her status, her power, her safety, all of it is maximized through total submission to him.
So once that claim is made, Veoran's ready to fulfill his purpose, the one Luke promised him. He goes to the conference room to meet the Ghost King, Simon Leviathan,
who is clearly in a bad way, grieving, and needs serious military counsel.
And this is where Veoran's history as a king becomes immediately vital. Simon needs specialized knowledge, and Veoran delivers it.
He explains the nuances of something called the Caladrius process.
Okay, what is that? The Caladrius process. That sounds like some pretty essential magical jargon.
It is. It's a highly specific, very intense form of magical training designed to make sure a mate survives shifting into a new form.
And Simon's mate, Anika, a forest nymph, she's in trouble.
She's stuck in a non-surviving bird form after shifting. And Veoran, as a former Druid king, is maybe the only one who understands the political and magical risk this poses. And he knows how to save her.
So that confirms his necessity. He's not just another powerful dragon. He's a vital advisor who knows the ancient rules.
His value is confirmed. So he returns to Zania, and the immortal union happens. Fast.
And the physical transformation is intense.
Veoran bites her neck, injects this venom that causes seizing pain, but he immediately counters it, slicing his own wrist with a dragon claw and forcing her to drink his blood.
Which chases the pain away and seals the magical bond.
And the outcome is just. It's visually stunning and magically final. Zania becomes his immortal Valkyrie. She gets these immense, gorgeous feathered wings.
Soot black, edged in dark charcoal.
A perfect match for Veoran's own dragon scales. Their souls merge, and Veoran finally achieves his ultimate completeness. He realizes he needed to love her to truly be a dragon again.
So within hours of arriving at Draoithe, Zania is now Lady Valkyrie, permanently sealed to a free, balanced dragon king.
And they immediately accept a new post at an outpost kingdom, Lionsgate in Chicago, where Veoran takes another COO position. But that job, it's just a cover.
His real job is vengeance. He is starting the calculated, furious hunt for Peter Elliott, the man who started all of Zania's suffering.
The dragon's hoarding instinct means anyone who harms his treasure, they will absolutely regret it.
It's just an incredible, shocking transformation. Zania went from a terrified, collared human slave, scared of life without a master,
to an immortal winged Valkyrie. The hoarded treasure of a 700-year-old king who is now defined by his vow to protect and cleanse her.
Which brings us right back to that central, really challenging paradox of Draoithe. While this is supposed to be an immortal retreat, a sanctuary, the path to safety, to power, even freedom for these two, it's found only through absolute eternal dominance and submission.
They both found everything they needed in their brokenness. Veoran found his wholeness, his magic, and his life mate, because she was already conditioned to crave the total, absolute master he was destined to be.
And Zania found safety and status because she was claimed as a treasure that a dragon will hoard forever.
The source material makes it so clear. The world of Draoithe is governed by magic and fire, and you have to belong to someone or something to survive.
So if you, listening to this, were faced with a choice between oblivion on one hand or complete eternal submission to a powerful protector on the other, which choice would truly guarantee freedom in a reality dictated by these ancient, non-human rules?
Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A special thank you to OK Music Writers for writing and sharing Enter the Dream. For more, visit opheliakee.com. Welcome to the dream. Sincerely, OK.